many times.
We might see it. We might just see it.
Yeah, as he looks over. Hello, John.
Hey,
it's
neighbor.
me. It's
How
me,
you
Smug.
doing? Oh no, don't.
Big
Okay.
fan.
Right,
Hit him with the.
big
Hit him with the. What is he pointing at? He said, "Let me see that. Let me see your controller here."
He's
wow,
a fan.
This is fine craftsmanship. It's very good. John is so confused. He's like, "What do you want from me?"
Is everything okay? Is it up to your standard? Yeah.
The-
I don't like the side eye. I don't like the side eye at all.
John knows how to play the game. He's like, "Is it good? Everything okay?" It matches my hoodie, don't you think? Smug doesn't know what to
how
do.
come I don't get a controller like that?
He's run into someone
controller?
who can handle his mind games. He's like, "Ooh, this is a powerful opponent." John Takeuchi.
This kind of attitude and charisma you can expect from Smug streams as well.
Yes,
just
exactly.
So we mention it, right? We've talked about it all weekend. You guys have to tune into his streams.
They're extremely entertaining. His YouTube channel also has highlights of it as well. And John is actually streaming on Twitch too. I think almost everybody in this top 8 streams as well, if you guys want to tune into it. Yeah, so I've seen John stream on Twitch as well.
I've seen Punk stream
Punk obviously
more
streams all the
often
time.
than not, actually.
He blames me. Every time he streams, he's like, "Why do you stream on my stream time?" And I said, "Look, I was streaming first of all." And he was like, "No, you're streaming on my time." I was like, "Hey, you're streaming on my time." We got into an argument about it.
Yeah, and then he called me out right after you guys feuded. He went to my channel. I was like, "Hey, don't ever say I don't watch your channel again." I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
well, I'm sorry."
I mean, that's how it is. You got to support all the streams. I
support his stream all the time too.
I'm not saying to you. I'm telling the people at home.
In general.
I'm telling the people at home. Support the streams out there, not just the tournaments you're watching, like this lovely CPT Premier event, NCR 2019. Make sure to support everything that you guys tune in. All the Street Fighter action all the time as we have another U.S. versus Japan matchup. Smug going up against John Takeuchi, locked into G, nice and early.
We got a new Metro City stage.
Roll kick early.
Skyscraper no longer under construction.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I forgot they were building it before. That fireball cancel to push him back. This is one of those matchups where you have the B skill to get through the whirlwind shots and stuff like that. And the command throw. You think you won't get command throw?
He does it again.
In 2019.
He does go for a third. What about a fourth?
He was examining the controller to see if he could hold up. He's like, does the analog go up? No, it doesn't. All right, I'll go for the command throws. Tick into the corner. All those command throws for Smug didn't get him that much life, actually.
Took a wheel kick out of the corner.
I think that was a read that he would go for the whirlwind shot, actually, because it was projectile invincible. But stun already for John despite eating a few command throws. 50-50 in the front. Uh-oh, V-trigger available.
Wait a minute.
Shoots out the B-skill.
Max President. Just one opening could actually kill John Takeuchi. He's trying to go for it right now, trying to force the issue. He went for the low, right past the fireball. This is the start he needs.
And he's got the critical art on deck, spends it off of that.
Wait a minute.
Light him up.
That's
damage to kill.
Oh my goodness. I told you, just one hit away to get started, and he got it.
Yeah, started on the end of the round already. He didn't need anything fancy. As Smug cleans it up. Dash up at the beginning of the round. That's what's scary about this character, G. He's got, he punished.
No.
Takes the level, actually. Media afterwards, but there it is. That's going to remove.
Yeah,
it's going to remove the level by getting knocked down. That's how it works. You see in the bottom left that little globe. When it lights up, he has levels, and anytime he gets knocked down, he's going to lose one.
Yeah, when he's leveled up, he does have access to enhanced normals. You might have seen it a couple times ago.
Yeah, there's the dizzy. He's going to see the clean jump in here. Not enough to kill, but setup after is going to be bad news for Smug.
Ooh.
Plus frames.
It's such an interesting angle to even try to contest with an anti-air too. So John Takeuchi is doing a great job of using these neutral jumps, especially on a tall character like G, right? He gets a press series a lot earlier than most because of his stature.
Exactly, yeah. He's tall, and you know, being tall is nice in some ways and bad in others in fighting games and in life, I guess. But you know, that's the issue, is that he's just so tall, he has to eat those early. But sometimes it makes him negative on the high jumps instead. So just depends on the situation. Cornered already, but this is one of G's biggest strengths. Anytime there's a scramble, when he gets out of there with a mash button, he gets so much out of it. There's a punish and the throw again. John has done such a great job of not being phased.
The whirlwind shot with the wheel kick and get the P level up too.
Yeah, that level up is great. You want that for the enhanced fireball, which we see him throwing there. The extra whirlwind knockdown, there it is. All right, level's gone. He doesn't have to worry about it. Smug is on V-trigger though.
Just goes for the activation. Doesn't have a lot to do on reversals, right? His defense is a little sus. He has to sit there and block. He's forced to. But with this V-trigger activation, it's a whole different story. John
Counter hit.
He can't play the defense yet. He's got a command grab as well.
Wheel kick for the damage. Backdash. He plays it slow. John has critical art. EX misses. He misses with that scrambles. Down jab, he's looking for something. Throws the fireball, clashes with the whirlwind.
And the screams are coming out.
30 seconds left on the clock.
Oh,
Why
he went for the
in
speech. He went for the
world?
speech.
Why in the world did you start talking? He started saying thank you to Capcom fans.
He said thank you and you're welcome.
He said Capcom fan 34, thanks for subscribing for the stream, and he got smoked for it. It's not ranked, buddy boy. You can't just start speaking to the stream
man.
chat.
You can't just change scenes and look at the crowd. It's not your decision.
No, it's not. And John with the perfect punish. I have no idea how he was ready for it, but he was ready and sniped it with the Eagle Spike. Anti-air for Smug. We didn't see a lot of those in the first game. Buffer, that's a punish, and a lot of corner carry for John Takeuchi.
Nice check on the dash here. Smug doesn't go for the level up, instead goes for the meaty instead.
Yeah, and he hasn't gone for a command throw there in a little while. Although John's been kind of eating them, right? He's not that scared of the command throw so far, especially when you're not an V trigger, you're not leveled up. It's not too bad.
Tried to interrupt during that whirlwind shot, but he got smoked instead.
Neutral drop, deep jump, heavy punch, tons of plus frames. Another throw there. John looking sharp. Activates. Overhead, nice block in the punish. Ooh. This is huge with V-trigger, the corner carry, dash. No, even for the wheel kick. Neutral jump. EX Eagle Spike.
All the time in the world right after that activation.
Yeah, he got to see what Smug was going to do. He threw out the V-skill. That's a really, really good move against like 95% of characters. But EX Eagle Spike goes super far. Projectile invincible.
Very great call out there from John Takeuchi, opening up Smug with that jump in. Again, back to the corner. No, he actually splashes his way out, but still, John Takeuchi was ready.
Yeah, he was a little late working on Dizzy as John, and he's got critical art. EX Whirlwind, no combo. Try to bait the throw.
Stun is still racked up pretty high.
It is. Smug just waiting it out. Anti-air V-skill.
That built in V-trigger.
He's got the V-trigger now because of that dash-up check from John. Lock him down here. He's got critical art for the chip. That's exactly what he wanted. No cancel. The wheel kicks, the whiff, and a no-go. John Takeuchi was ready for it. And even if that didn't kill, he had way more damage on that combo after.
Now you
have to question whether he's going to stick with this matchup or try Balrog, right?
That's exactly what he's thinking. He had a little bit of a concern on his face. You know, it's hard to tell what he's thinking because of his facial expressions. You know, deep down inside, he's like, man, I got whooped. Maybe I could switch over to Balrog. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's always the question here because I think he probably doesn't love playing Balrog versus Rashid. But, I mean, G hasn't worked out in those first couple of games so far. So now you have to sit and postulate the possibilities of trying to try a new character or sticking it out with G at this point. And you're down 2-0. You know, this is the question of whether my Balrog that got the job done against Fujimura is a better choice or I trust that my G can make the adjustment.
I mean, to be fair, John Takeuchi had a very, very great positioning over G throughout the entirety of those two games, right? He adapted very, very quickly. I think the best I've seen so far from this weekend versus like all the Gs, right? The Gustavo's G, 801 Strider, excuse me, and Smug's Gs.
Yeah.
He's done a great job against G in general, but there it is, the Balrog pick.
Locked into Balrog now. And this is it. He needs this for 3 games to get a shot against Punk in the loser's semis. Loser of this goes home with 5th place as a reminder in this top 8. Liquid's John is looking great so far.
Yeah, 2-game lead over Smug. If Smug's going to do it, he has to do it now.
That jab mixer for the punish. Yeah, both of these characters that Smug has, not the best defensive options, right? They're kind of a little weak in that, but they're the kind of characters that just kind of wait, find that one opportunity, and then just end the round in one really strong sequence. That's a whiff punish.
Excellent whiff punish there from Smug.
It did cost meter, but it got the job done. Out of the air with the V-skill. Another one. Thought he had the punish.
John really biding his time on defense, and it pays off tenfold. Here we go. The V-trigger.
Yeah, stayed in the front.
Wow.
That was one of those, I know that you know. You're a good player, so I don't even have to go for the cross-up mix-up here.
Caught him right at the edge of that. Crouch fierce.
One more for Dizzy here. Goes low, and that's the trade he wanted. John Takeuchi, the switch doesn't matter. Cleans it up with the Eagle Spike around on the board.
And you saw that slight trade-off from Smug. He tried to interrupt the startup of that whirlwind shot just a little too fast.
Right. A little punish. Just the crouching line kick. About as much chip as he did, he got punished for, so. Not too big. Another whip punish to the EX straight.
John hasn't pressed a button at all on defense, by the way. He waits till there's at least enough space to get some of the heavy normals out, but when it's up close like that, he knows the kind of damage that Smug can deal out.
Yeah, he's very, very patient about those buttons, which is not easy to do against a character like Balrog. You want to live. You're like, I need to hit a button, I need to survive. Walk up, breaks the throw, the whip punish, and that'll do it. Staggered blows for Smug, puts a round on the board. Often some really good whip punishes with the EX dash straight, and just really kind of fundamental, slow and steady Balrog play.
Catching a combo. He went from playing around with the normals, playing that spacing game, to dash punching.
Yep. That's what Balrog does. That's how he throws you off. Check with the 3-frame after. Counter hit, nothing after the throw.
There it is, the one time John Takeuchi committed to the normal on Wake Up, and he's paying dearly for it. That's a perfect on Smug's behalf on the board, and the crowd is pumped.
And that's what happens, right? Like one moment, you're like, this is my time to hit a button. Huge counter hit. That crush counter, just you explode tons of damage on it.
But it was a great lesson for John to learn, right? Especially with that many games. Or he had a 2-game advantage, right? Being able to see the kind of information he can get from Smug is pivotal. Now he's going to play defense. He's going to wait even more and figure out what he's going to do to kind of break Smug as he comes through with this relentless offense. I want to see how Smug is going to change it up as well.
Exactly. That's what you have to sit and think now. What is John going to do to change up the offense, change up the defense, change up his timing? Is he going to stick with the same V-trigger? That's what we got to think about here. V-Trigger 1 has gave him a lot of like stability, right? I think he probably enjoys, but VT2 has the better cancels and maybe some offense. But Smug, same kind of thing we saw against Fujimura, right? I mean, his G is what got him into this top 8. It's what's looked really great all weekend, but that's the benefit of having a secondary character that he switches over to the Balrog. That's been his main character for so long. Crush, look at the corner position already for John.
Damage and the carry as well. Keeping him suppressed with that whirlwind shot. Forced to use the V-reverse, but John again back at it.
Another throw. Baits it this time for the dizzy, and John's got meter to spend. EX, that's a perfect answer back.
If he's not going to play defense, he better show it off with offense.
Yeah, I mean, he really just kind of smothered it. Balrog doesn't have great tools to deal with a lot of that pressure. I love it.
Right out the gate, the jump, reading the dash point.
Yeah, that's like a big message to send. Baits another throw.
Okay, this is looking real dangerous for Smug. Match point, John Takeuchi started off with the perfect, looking real clean right now in this round. 2 V-reversals out, no success.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of V-gauge. Medium mixer, EX.
One more sequence could actually do it. Back throw could do it.
In the front.
That's a double perfect from John Takeuchi. 3-1 over Smug.
The double perfect. The way he looked at the camera.
Yikes. Don't ever inspect another man's controller. Don't you ever.
Ever. Not on his watch, not on little John Takeuchi's watch. He's like, look at my controller again. It's the same controller that double perfected you, sending you out of the tournament.
You keep your hands to your own controller, man. That's what happens.
He grabbed the controller. He's like, we'll just give this back to you. I don't know if I should look at this anymore.
It didn't help that he gave it back and then he side-eyed the crowd. Come on,
Yeah, he looked at him like,
That's the same stick. That's the same controller that bodied you.
Yeah, hit you with a double perfect. Just like that. We were like, the switch to Balrog. What's the adjustment? Oh, the adjustment's just to get 2 perfects back to back.
Easy
Yeah,
peasy.
it was that easy the whole time. Who knew?
No, all due respect. I mean, it was a great adaptations made on both ends, right?
Yeah.
I mean, also Smug going down 2 games with G didn't have a lot of room for error with Balrog. He tried to make it happen. He almost did, but John Takeuchi just that much quicker with the adaptation.
Yeah. What I love about John's play in the last game is he would do button, walk back, and Smug was like, oh, this is my time. Hit down jab, and he would just dash up after. Right through the whiff and then get more pressure. Like, if you go back and watch the little bit, like the end of the round, it was just like medium punch, walk back, Smug hits crouching jab, and John just dashes up and does medium punch throw, or medium punch, frame traps, looks for a button or something like that. And that's exactly like the timing that he figured out on Smug's Balrog, on how he